So I'm going to go through this just like one by one. I'm not going to really go too deep into specifics. But with that being said, you want to wake up at least an hour before you get on the market or market open if that's when you trade. You basically want to have something to do other than looking at your phone, scrolling on social media, and stuff like that, sitting and watching TV, drinking your coffee. You have to do something that wakes up your mind, wakes up your body, but almost in a calm state of mind, in a sense. So, what you want to do is might want to go on a light jog, or you might want to cycle for 15 minutes. You might want to do some breath work, you might want to do some meditation. I do a couple of these things to basically wake up my mind in a positive way, and I'm not looking at any BS on TikTok or Snapchat or anything like that. I'm not relying on, oh, if someone texted me, or if anybody wants to hang out with me, or if anybody is hitting up my phone or whatever it might be. I'm purely focused on this stuff. I am purely focused on the fact that I'm going to be successful at this. And this is the one strategy that I have used for the past year. But like I was saying, you might want to do a light exercise, you want to stretch, do all that stuff. And not only that, you want to check your levels. So the overnight levels, see what highs there are, what lows there are, and to see if there's any news or anything like that. And you want to set your risk. I'm sorry, I thought someone came in my store, but you want to set risk. So you want to understand how many minis or how many micros am I trading with. I usually like to use just at most one mini, because at the end of the day, you're not going to sit here and make millions of dollars your first day or your first week, first month, first year of day trading. And if anything, it's an anomaly compared to what these day traders actually try to teach you, because everybody looks at the day trader making $100,000 in like 10 minutes, but that's a facade. You have to understand that it's easier to compound these accounts and make about maybe $1,000 a day, $500 a day, and you can make so much more money that way instead of risking so much of your account. So that's why I like to follow this. And not only that, you want to make sure that you have your stop set and you have your TP set. You don't move it, you don't make second adjustments. You understand that there's nothing that I'm going to lose that is more than this, and there's nothing I'm going to make that is more than this. Because at the end of the day, that's what's keeping you consistent. Because the more that you have this gambling mindset and you say, well, just a little bit more, just a little bit more, because you never know when the market's going to completely flip on you. Say you didn't know there was news. The market can completely flip on you in 5 seconds. So, for example, you'll have a $250 stop loss and a $500 TP. That's that simple. And another thing to keep you guys from being involved in FOMO and all this stuff, right? You want to understand how many trades you're taking per day. So I put on here no more than two, but you can maybe do three, but I wouldn't push your luck, because at the end of the day, every single trade that you make, you're either closer to losing, say you've won several times in a row or several days in a row, and vice versa when you're losing, right? But at the end of the day, there's no trader out there that I know of personally that trades 40, 50 times a day, even 10, and is consistently profitable on a day-to-day basis. You don't see these traders trading 10 times a day and they're like, oh, okay, I made the money I need to. No, they're more or less trading 1 or 2 times a day. And everybody has this habit of checking their phone or watching TV, seeing what was on Sports Center, the sports highlights, or seeing what the news is like, or what the weather's going to look like, or news, and all this stuff that kind of jams your mind from what you're supposed to be doing with your life and what you're building and stuff like that, right? It's going to confuse you on how structured your routine is based on the fact that you probably saw something that was terrible on the news, and now you can't stop thinking about that. Like, you have to understand that this shit is very serious. And another thing, if you're not calm when you're trading, then you're going to lose. So you have to understand, you have to visualize calmness in your mind. You have to understand you don't have to make money today. It's throughout the year. And if you're consistently winning throughout the year, say you have a 60% win rate, that's good in terms of yearly profits. So if you are only checking your weekly profits or even your daily profits, I understand maybe following your monthly profits, but there's no reason to look at your daily profits or to be even worried about that, or your weekly profits if you're trying to stay long term with this. All right, and another thing, the trading checklist when you're in pre-market. So you want to make sure that the A plus setup that you have is confirmed, whatever it might be, sweep and then break a structure, fair value gap, whatever it might be, right? But at the end of the day, I know people use like order flow and volume and other stuff like that, support and resistance. You just want to make sure your A plus setup is confirmed. And if you see that and you confirmed it, then you can take the trade, right? You have to understand your position size, so you got to make sure that's in order. No more than, like I say, 1 mini on an account. But at the end of the day, you have to make sure your stop loss is set too, and never move it. Don't move it. And it's okay if you hit it, because at the end of the day, you have a small stop and it's not going to affect you in terms of your account. And it may affect you psychologically, because it did for me for 4 years. But at the end of the day, I had to figure out what is the most consistent way that I can make money off this stuff. So you never move your stop, you never move your TP, and you already have your TP like predefined. Whenever it's in a downtrend or an uptrend, you already have your TP predefined. Like I already know where my TP is going to go. And like I said beforehand, no more than 2 or 3 trades a day, no more. I'm trying to put this into your guys' head. You can't second guess your trade. You can't do anything like that, because that's how you trigger FOMO. That's how you trigger this anxiety that, oh, well, maybe it's doing this. Maybe I think it's doing what I think it's doing, so maybe I can get in now. You have to understand, you really have to study, number one, psychology, because you have to understand you can't control the markets, and that there's always a strategy that works, but as long as you're staying consistent with it. So like if you place a trade and it's already going towards your stop loss, don't move it. Don't move it, because at the end of the day, it could completely flip and go the way that you thought it was going to go. And if your stop gets hit, just pause for 5 or 10 minutes, because at the end of the day, you never know what the market's going to do. So if you see your A plus setup forming, then just wait for 5-10 minutes and confirm that this is happening, and then get in the trade, because everybody has the fear that, oh, I need to get in immediately because what if, right? But what if it kills your account, right? What if your account breaches and you have to buy another one? Because I can't tell you how many freaking accounts I've bought, but at the end of the day, it just makes me mad, because I look at this now and I'm just like, if I could just follow this, there is no telling where I'd be at right now. The only reason why I'm not in the position I want to be in right now is because I'm not following this. And I've understood that when I follow this, I'm the most consistent I ever have been. Kind of running out of time, but what you want to do post-trade, whether you won or lost, you want to take notes. You want to log in where you got in, got out, and you want to note the outcome, and you want to note how you were feeling during the trade, and you want to understand that all of this works because at the end of the day, you're going to keep on doing this consistently, and it may feel tiring, but that is the stepping stone to getting to where you want to be at. Because as soon as you get on the market and you are feeling like, oh, that's actually the point where you're going to be making money. Did you follow the checklist perfectly? Note that down too. And did you have any trades still remaining? And at the same time, you just want to take those trades out if it's past your trading times, to say the least, and just be happy with what you've profited, or be happy if you broke even, and just learn something if you lost for the day. And also, it's good to have other hobbies, because I don't want people to have this gambling addiction just due to the fact that I've had this strategy worked out for the past year, and I'm telling it to you guys now, because at the end of the day, you can have this gambling mindset whenever you feel like you have something. I don't want you guys thinking that way. And at the end of the week, you want to review all your trades, see what happened, see what identity you were in throughout your trades, and see like the over trading patterns that you might have been in, and adjust everything. And then you're going to be more prepared for next week. So this is kind of more of a psychological preparedness whenever you're ready to trade, but at the end of the day, it's what makes me profitable.